In the dusty, sun-baked earth of a small Mexican cemetery, Elena had been laid to rest 3 days after her passing, and on the fifth, the soil was finally patted firm above her. Her heart, already broken by the absence of her daughter, Marisol, had simply given out. Marisol, her bright, vivacious Marisol, had been stolen by traffickers on the eve of her 18th birthday, just months before. The police, the local authorities, they had done nothing. A few shrugs, a dismissal, a system corroded by indifference and greed. But the grave was not the end for Elena. On what would have been Marisol's 18th birthday, a chilling wail, faint yet piercing, echoed through the quiet cemetery. It was Marisol's cry, a desperate plea carried on the wind, reaching her mother even beneath 6 feet of earth. A jolt, a surge of raw, maternal fury, ripped through Elena's decaying form. Her eyes, sunken but burning with a new, terrifying light, snapped open. The earth above her cracked, then crumbled, pushed aside by a hand that was skeletal, yet possessed of an unholy strength. Elena clawed her way out, the tattered remnants of her burial shroud clinging to a body that was a horrifying mosaic of bone and desiccated flesh. Her skin was a tight, grayish parchment stretched over prominent cheekbones and ribs, her hair a wild, matted tangle. Where eyes should have been were hollow, dark pits, yet they saw with a clarity that pierced the veil of life and death. She was a specter of vengeance, a mother given back to the world not as a spirit, but as something far more tangible and terrifying. Her hunt began in the shadows of the very town that had failed her. She moved like a wraith, silent and swift, driven by the echoes of Marisol's scream. Her first target was a known local informant, a greasy man who had always turned a blind eye to the whispers of disappearances. Elena appeared in his locked room, her skeletal face inches from his, her breath the chill of the grave. He awoke to the horrifying vision, his screams swallowed by the terror of her silent, menacing presence. She didn't need to touch him. The sheer, bone-deep horror of her appearance, the unspoken promise of what awaited him if he didn't reveal everything, was enough. He babbled, he confessed, he drew maps, his mind shattered by this supernatural encounter. From him, she learned of a network, a dark web of traffickers and their corrupt protectors that stretched far beyond their small town, reaching into the very heart of the local government and even the police force. Elena left him a gibbering wreck, his life ruined not by her hand, but by the shattering truth she forced him to confront. She moved with an inexorable purpose, haunting each individual involved. A police chief, known for accepting bribes, found her skeletal handprint burned into the top of his desk, a chilling reminder of the souls he had ignored. A judge who had dismissed cases found his chambers filled with the spectral, whimpering voices of the missing children, a chorus that drove him to madness. She didn't seek to physically harm them, not in the way the living understood it. Her vengeance was far more insidious. She brought their guilt to life, manifested their deepest fears, and twisted their minds until they were consumed by the very darkness they had nurtured. The traffickers themselves, the men who had directly laid hands on Marisol, met a different kind of terror. Elena would appear in their nightmares, a constant, chilling presence that escalated with each passing night. They would wake in cold sweats, seeing her skeletal form in every shadow, hearing Marisol's cries in every gust of wind. She became their living, breathing nightmare, a relentless specter of justice. She would haunt their operations, causing inexplicable equipment failures, leading them into dead ends, and sowing discord and paranoia among them until their illicit business crumbled from within, each man turning on the other in a frenzy of fear and suspicion. Her ultimate goal was not just vengeance, but to save her daughter. With every confession, every terrified revelation, she pieced together the fragments of Marisol's journey, following the trail of pain and despair. The trafficker system, built on the suffering of others, began to fray under the relentless, supernatural pressure of a mother's undying love and horror-infused rage. She was a chilling, skeletal beacon of hope in a world of darkness, a mother risen from the grave to reclaim what was hers, one haunted soul at a time.